All right, let me make sure this is working, and then we'll get started. One moment. Yeah, okay. I think we're good to go. Alrighty. Is this working? Doesn't seem to be working. Okay, it's working. It's just kind of delayed. All right. So I'm just going to do my daily markups here. Charts are still a bit of a mess from yesterday. If you're on YouTube, I'm not really watching the chat there, so feel free to hop into the Discord and join in there. Let me get this looking somewhat normal. All right. So looking at gold first, been watching gold pretty closely lately because I have a pretty good sense of direction on it for a minute now. My wins over the past week or so have all been on gold. So I'm going to continue monitoring it closely. Let me get this stuff off. High time frame here. Let me fix up the previous week high. I put that right there. I think I already have that marked. Okay, previous week high. So last week, oh no, it was this Monday. Yeah, Monday we swept previous week high, and we've been into the 2 to 2.5, which is what this gray box is. Standard deviation 2 to 2.5. And we've been pulling back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday now. I believe we're in a market maker buy model, targeting these highs. I'll show you that when we get down to a lower time frame. And this seems to be the pullback from the 2 to 2.5, which is what we'd expect. So looking to see if we get a reversal here. Possibly today, possibly tomorrow, who knows? But they are definitely teasing that reversal right now. we have, this is, let me get that back on. This is gold GBP on the right. This is gold futures in the middle. And this is gold euro on the left. That's what I do my correlations with. Unlike most people, I don't use silver for correlating gold. So we had a daily SMT, daily candle SMT in from this daily fair value gap on gold GBP right there. That was yesterday's daily candle, and today, yeah, you can see right there, there's the SMT, gold euro. And today we seem to be reacting to that. We have a candle 2 formation, which could possibly hold. Today we have a small daily wick. I don't love it. I don't love the way this formed here, which is making me torn about being aggressive with longs in this move up so far in Asia, early London today so far. I don't really like this low. I like the SMT, but when we get to the smaller time frames, I'll explain that some more. All right, let me turn these other. Let me mark out previous day low. Previous day low wasn't swept on anything, and we're really close to it. I was hoping to open the day and see an open low into that previous day low, which would support the narrative for a bullish candle, open low, high close. But of course, as usual, we don't get that. We don't get what we want to see. We don't get what the mentors teach us most of the time. And that's the reality. And I try to ground myself in that reality instead of this trading utopia, which almost never seems to happen. So there's the previous day low. I would have liked to see us open up into that and then move higher. We didn't get that. Instead, we have this awkward move up with these awkward lows from the open. Let me mark out the open. Here was our open right here. Not ideal. Not ideal. But there was an SMT on it. I will say that. Which is what we want to see. And sometimes we do just move away from awkward lows like this, if it does have an SMT. It is, I did expect a late, what I call a delayed delivery today, because we had a late manipulation down yesterday, late in the day. So I did expect Asia to make its move, Asia or London today. Hey, Chris. Streaming this on YouTube right now. Oh, I had the mic off the whole time? Oh my gosh. Okay. So we have this awkward low from Asia Open. You can see the SMT right here. And we're getting a move up from that. Move up that I don't really like. As you could see from yesterday, actually that'll be easier to see on a lower time frame. Let me finish the 4 hour first. Nothing really to note here. We have a bearish 4 hour fair value gap right there. On these, no, nothing. Okay. And let's go down to the 1 hour, and I'll show you what I mean about this AMD. So yesterday, if I pull up the quarterly theory quarters down here, see if those load. BPR. Okay, I see the BPR there. Okay, no, we didn't get the quarters. Okay, so with or without the quarters, anyways, let me still finish this up, what I was doing. So I'm gonna finish this up. Okay, and here's our open. So the way I was looking at this was, if you know about XAMD, and imagine there's quarterly theory quarters on the day, on yesterday's day, dividing the day into 4 quarters. That's what these boxes are. So X, which could be a variety of things. It's basically the day resetting, maybe finishing off the move from the day before, retracement, something like that. But then I see an obvious accumulation here. This was London. Manipulation, New York, and distribution, right? But notice we didn't actually get the distribution. So in these kinds of situations, this is where I expect a delayed delivery, because there's not enough time in the day to distribute all the way back up to here. So what you see when you get this manipulation late in the day is often a delayed delivery the next day in Asia or early London. So that's what I was expecting today, based on this idea. And we're kind of getting it. It's just that the candle profiling opened high. And that's what happens when you get delayed delivery. You don't necessarily get that open low. It's just running on a move that started yesterday, right? So we don't really need a new OLHC necessarily. This is where it gets pretty discretionary and nuanced, which is not ideal. So that's why I was hoping, ideally, to see on an open low into previous day low, into this 2 to 2.5, which is a standard deviation pull from up here. I would have liked to see that, ideally, but we didn't get that. And we did attack all the other levels I wanted to see. We have this inverted fair value gap over here, previous day's POC, previous week EQ, IFC over here. If you want to learn more about that concept, come into the Discord. I don't really talk about it publicly for various reasons. So we did get those. We are getting a move up from all these key levels, which is really nice. But I did want to see that. The only level down here that I have that looks important is the 2 to 2.5, the monthly open. There was this 4-hour fair value gap here, but those weren't the most important ones to me. So it's kind of got me in a weird position where it's giving me the move I wanted, but not in the way I wanted. We have a daily SMT, this big SMT here on the daily candles. That's great. That's great for longs. And then we have a lower time frame SMT here at the beginning of the day, which is also great for longs. So you can see why I'm a bit torn. I'm not eager to short, and I'm not too eager to long. And that's the way it goes. The next thing I'm looking for is we just printed true day open. Oh, okay, we actually printed true London open right here. Okay, this is a quarterly theory concept. We print true day open, which is midnight open, true London open, which is 1:30. And ideally, we want to see price come below those levels into a discount, intraday discount, to then go higher. That's usually what happens. Even if only for a moment, it will stab down and then you get your long and you can go. But again, today is the exception to that rule where if we're getting a delayed delivery, if this is really truly the expansion we've been waiting for, then that's maybe not going to happen. That's maybe not going to happen. It will during the expansion, it will just expand away from these time-based levels and keep on going. So that seems like what we have. I can't deny it. We have SMTs, we have the key levels, we have the signs of expansion. We're creating small fair value gaps and moving higher. So I can't ignore. I don't like the way it happened, but it is what it is. Yeah, exactly. I'm 50-50, unfortunately. So what am I going to do about that? I'm going to wait for further confirmation. And what does that mean? I'm going to wait for it to give me something, a little more confirmation. And what does that mean? I want to see it come back below these discount levels and then close back up higher. I'm going to demand that. I'm not going to chase along here without more further confirmation. 8:30? Yeah, of course, 8:30. And yeah, you're right. There's no reason to rush this. The draw on liquidity is all the way up here. Will it get there before 8:30? Probably not. So, waiting for that is not a bad idea. Waiting for New York Open, right? Or waiting for something clear in London. Like I said, coming below the time-based levels and then closing back above them. Yep, exactly, Chris. Could just wait. What's the alternative? What's the quote-unquote worst-case scenario? Maybe New York takes out this Asia low, this kind of crappy low, and creates a new SMT with one of the assets here, and then we go higher. That could absolutely happen. Because this isn't. Let's see. From a standpoint of like reversal signatures, do we have that? I'm on the 30-minute, and we do have a V-shaped reversal here on XE. On XE, we do. We have a V-shape with a fair value gap. We came back into the fair value gap in order block. We created an SMT and went. That's valid. I can't argue with that. That's valid. We don't have a reversal signature on gold futures. Absolutely not. There's no fair value gaps here. It just consolidated and then it expanded. Not ideal, but since we have it on the correlated asset, that's okay. Again, here we did create a 30-minute reversal signature with a fair value gap, retested that order block, and then continued higher. So I can't really argue with that. That's fine. This could possibly be the beginning of a new market maker buy model. That is there. I can't deny it. So, yep, I'll just wait for some further confirmation here. Like I said, come below the time levels, close back above, or just wait for New York. We do have this bearish 4-hour fair value gap above to look out for. And I think that's it. I think that's it on gold. Maybe I'll throw on, what else could I check? Maybe put on my Statmap here. Let me turn that on and see what it says. Excuse the mess, guys. I have a lot on the charts from the past few days markup here that I haven't gotten a chance to clean up. Okay, so we have the finally our quarters popped up. So before I close those, to just show you what I was talking about, we have our quarterly theory quarters down here. This is the 4 we're looking at from yesterday. So we have the X, A, M, and D. And now we're getting the delayed distribution today. So that's what I was talking about. I'm going to turn those off. Okay. Just hide them. So let's look at Statmap before I get off this chart. Statmap is showing the bullish manipulation level here, the bearish manipulation level here. As you see, we're heading towards the bearish level without touching the bullish. We don't like that for longs. That's not good. But on a delayed, it's not moving? Oh. It's not moving. Holy cow, I've been talking this whole time and no one can see. Yeah, I see that. Sorry, guys. Let me see why that's happening. Did it just update? Okay. All right, I'll just leave it like this. That should. One moment. Is it moving now? Should be moving now. Yeah. Okay. My bad. Holy cow. So I've been talking on a chart that no one can see the whole time. Okay, so here's those time-based levels, and here's Statmap. We did not tap into the bullish Statmap level first. We're heading towards the bearish one. That's not good. But this is where it all gets tricky. This is just an exceptional situation today. Where if this is the expansion, it's not necessarily gonna come down to the bullish Statmap level. During expansion, we don't care about Statmap. We're just expanding, right? We're just reacting. So again, it puts us back into that sort of discretionary situation here. And that's why we're gonna wait for further confirmation. If it's gonna expand, it doesn't have to do the bullish Statmap level first. So we're gonna hit the bearish Statmap level. Actually, XG already hit it. And we're gonna have to see what kind of reactions we get from there. If we get a new confirmation, then maybe we can look to long. And that's that. Yep, not much else I can say about this. I'll throw on the session volume profile real quick because I liked, and I'll check news. Session volume profile just shows me where each day's volume is concentrated. Okay, so it's concentrated down there. Not a big surprise, really. I will mark that out. Previous day's point of control. We did pop up and retest this area and then continue higher. So the job may be done. We already retested that volume. Already closed above it. What else? And check news. Let's check news. 8:30. Yeah, PPI at 8:30. Okay, nice. Oh God, gold just continues to go. All right. Let's look at indices. All right. So yesterday, if you caught me in the chat at all, a lot of people were bullish up here, but what I noticed was ES wasn't wanting to close over previous week high. It was teasing it for a minute here, but it wasn't closing. And I saw that as a possible asset synchronization, meaning that NQ pushed higher above previous week high, dragging ES up with it, leaving an SMT over here with YM. And then that's where we really have to watch carefully. What's going on? Is ES continuing, producing continuation signatures, which would then possibly drag YM up with it? or is it showing us a reversal signature or failure to close, failure to manipulate? So what it did was it showed us a manipulation. It didn't close above, and it produced a reversal signature a little bit late. It was kind of, what it was, it around 9:30 that it did that? Okay, 9 o'clock. A little bit early, actually, a little bit early. So 9 o'clock it started to reverse. I had already taken a win on gold, so I didn't really take a chance on that, but I was seeing that develop. It looked more short than long to me because I was seeing that unwillingness to close there for a while. You can see from 5 o'clock until 9 o'clock, it was just wicking this previous week's high. So we got there was a great short opportunity there. I absolutely expect that we're gonna, ES is gonna come further into previous week low, into this devil's mark, into this weekly fair value gap. YM is already there. So I think ES will get dragged down, and whether or not NQ makes it all the way down, we don't know. Actually, ideally, that remains as the SMT for us to bounce back up and go higher. We are in a big consolidation here. So this is the manipulation that we'd want to see. As you can see, YM is already doing it to manipulate the lows of this range for possible longs to go higher. This is exactly what we want to see. This looks really good. There's that devil's mark there. You can see it quite clearly. So yeah, expecting shorts on ES down to previous week low and devil's mark, and probably continuations on YM. And then NQ is the weakest asset, so I would not touch NQ. I wouldn't touch NQ at this point. Once we see what kind of what happens when what ES does down here, that's going to be what we want to watch for longs. All right, anything I want to mark up here? We already took previous day low. I'll mark that out. Let's go a little bit lower. Any SMTs? I'll mark. Okay, I already got that marked. This is with YM. And you can see we've got that really, really nice daily fractal playing out here, especially on ES. It's really great. So I would expect expansion in this candle 3, into these levels today. If we're going to get a short, it could be nice to come back up into this 4-hour fair value gap. It already did. Come up into that. So probably missed the chance on that, but it could come back up again. Maybe news manipulates high to go low. Maybe. Taking out the Asia high to go lower. It's a possibility. What else we got here? As of now, that's a candle 2 on the 2200, which is what we want to see. We want to see a little retracement to the fair value gap. We want to see that get respected to go lower, and we're getting that. So doesn't really need to come back. I don't see an SMT there, unfortunately, as of yet. All right. Anything I want to note down here? Not really. Just a whole lot of failure swings on ES. A lot of liquidity here. Mark that out. Failure swing, failure swing, failure swings. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful on ES. Anyone shorting ES? Anyone already in shorts on ES? And we have actually another fair value gap up here. But I don't expect YM to pop up there. Okay. Let's throw on SVP and Statmap here. It's already on. Forgot to look at the opening gaps. I didn't notice any, but I forgot to look at that. Okay, that's interesting. Big new, oh, I already got it marked. Big new week opening gap here on NQ. Perhaps price is supported there on NQ, maybe. And these continue to drop and we create an SMT. That's a possibility because that's a key level. Oh man, ES is going now. See it dropping. Where's my SVP? See if we have any naked points of control down here, maybe. That's way up there. We do have one down there right at the devil's mark. How about that? How's about that? See this red line? If you don't know what this is a point of control. Concentration of volume from a previous day. We have a naked point of control here. This is definitely a magnet for price. Right at the devil's mark. So that's really, really good confluence right there. Right at the weekly fair value gap. Super ideal. Super ideal. Okay. Naked point of control just means it hasn't been mitigated yet. One of the things that I retained from the hundreds of mentorships I took over the years. All right. Let me just look at Statmap. I'm not sure why it's not coming up. I use a different one. Okay, so we have our manipulation level right around previous week low. Definitely expecting that to get taken and go further down, ideally, to here. Doesn't need to happen. We could reverse off previous week low, but we have all these failure swings here. So these are not really spaced out. To me, this is a failure swing to all these. Not so much on NQ, which is why I think we could reverse from here on NQ, create that SMT. Or maybe we didn't even come down that far on NQ. But nonetheless, this is a relevant low on NQ. So either from this key level or from this key level, we could reverse. But on ES, I'd like to see all these failure swings taken, ideally. And there's our manipulation level. Yeah. All right. Anyone have any questions or anything? Pop it in the chat. Trying to see what you're saying over here, JB. What trade are you in, JB? I didn't catch it. NQ shorts. Oh, you got NQ. Let's see. Well, nice. Holy cow. Nice, bro. Was there an SMT there? I didn't go low time frame yet. I didn't really see. I don't see an SMT yet. Down already. Dude, nice. Was there an SMT? I don't see one. No, I don't see an SMT here. I'm pretty much a no SMT, no trade guy. It's pretty strict about that being a filter for price. Nonetheless, you know, you do get some nice moves without SMT. Not too often, but yeah. There you go. There's your proof. So we got an Asian consolidation, London manipulation, perhaps. Nice. There's no SMT on that high, so that's a bit of a red flag for me as far as it being like a protected high. Maybe we do get a manipulation higher to come lower, possibly. Yep, so definitely looking for those shorts before this draw on liquidity, before previous week low, on indices. Statmap bearish levels all the way up here. All the way up here. Actually, it's quite good on ES. It's not that far away. Right here on this version of Statmap. I'm using like a few different versions of it. Why is that one midnight? Oh, that's midnight. That's why. Yeah. So that's actually not bad. Yeah, I could. That's possible. Back up into the 4-hour fair value gap, into the Statmap level, and then down. That's absolutely possible. We could get that. So yeah, for me, shorts from up here, maybe looking at longs from here or here. That's what I'm looking at for today. I'm not going to do anything in the middle here. All right. Moving along to energies. Let me clean this up. Okay, what was this, yesterday? Or a few days ago? A few days ago, we got this amazing AMD reversal here, previous week high. So picture perfect. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Oh, absolutely. JB, can you... Oh, you can hear me, right? Yeah. Yeah, I pretty much agree. I'm just not sure about this. I don't know if you heard what I said so far, but I'm not too confident in this low on gold. It's a little better on gold euro and gold GBP, but on gold it's kind of ugly. Yeah, exactly. So gonna wait to see for either further confirmation for highs, or maybe we sweep the low. And then indices, like you said, lower for sure. And let's look at energies. Let's look at energies. Let me hide this stuff one moment. What a beautiful AMD that was, though. Well, let's look what we got, actually, while we're here. We got accumulation, manipulation, distribution, and then consolidation. Not on these, though. Did we put an SMT here? Okay, let me start to look. I don't know why I can't. I haven't been watching energies as closely. It's been kind of annoying lately. This asset, kind of really just ugly. I don't really trust what I see here, so I've been kind of avoiding it a little bit. All right. Previous week high. Previous week low. So I'm going to kind of do a bit of a fresh markup here because, like I said, I haven't been watching it as closely, so I kind of forget what's going on. I have CL in the middle. I have HO on the left and RB on the right. What's that? Previous week low was already taken. Really small wick. That's nice. Okay, there's the weekly. Previous week EQ. Okay, so we had this big consolidation here. We manipulated the highs. Now we've come back down to the lows. What a nasty chart. I've been wanting to sweep these lows. I mean, this looks horrible. This looks like it's begging to get swept out. The problem is that RB has this SMT here. So over on RB, that low is kind of valid. And it doesn't look so bad. And this move up from that low also doesn't look so bad as far as being like a market maker buy model. It's respecting levels as it should as of now. Oops. If we're going to continue higher. It's just that on CL, it's really, really ugly. Oh, this is a daily fair value gap. What do we have for SMT here on the daily? Okay, there's this SMT with RB. As you can see, CL has kind of not been the best one to take trades on. HO and RB have been moving more smoothly, which is not ideal because if you're like me, you trade micros and there isn't micros on RB and HO, so not really ideal. Nothing here as far as SMT at the highs, just at the lows. I'm just trying to see if I have any kind of strong conviction on where this is going on a high time frame. This is, you know, still looking bullish. We kind of, I don't know why that's up there. We are kind of stalling here in this volume imbalance. Also here on CL. Daily volume bounce, we haven't, small closure there, but it's all wicks. No closure there. Consolidation is a continuation signature. We did manipulate the highs though. We did manipulate the highs and come down. Tough, man. I don't have too much conviction on this. Let me see if something else pops out here. Okay. Cleaning this up as I go, otherwise it's just going to remain a giant mess. Okay. Okay, so we had a nice range right there play out. This was a 2 to 2.5 over here on HO. So perfect, perfect to see us consolidating or retracing from there. That's pretty ideal. Let's pull a standard deviation over here on RB. Haven't done that yet. On the 4 hour right now. Okay, I'm gonna mark that 2 to 2.5. Let's see if there's anything, a better pull. I can see on the hourly. Try this pull. I kind of like hunt for the right pull a little bit. And sometimes you got to flip around time frames and ask yourself what's the right manipulation leg to pull it from, and then kind of see, okay, did the 2 to 2.5 get respected there? Was there a pullback? No. So maybe that's not the right pull. Okay. From this leg here, that's starting to make sense. That's my favorite pull so far, more so than this one up here, because you can see the consolidation and retracements we're getting. So I'm gonna like this one. Lines up with that volume imbalance as well. Can you guys see where I did that pull from? It's this manipulation leg here. You can see the volume injection to sweep this liquidity. I don't know if it swept. Yeah. Tapped into this IFC right here. Yeah, nothing is jumping out at me with this. I do really want to see us come down. I want to believe that this is a retracement with the choppy price action. That's a corrective move. See, we have an expansion, corrective move, choppy move back up, and then continue down. That's what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like. But I see nothing but respect for bullish market maker buy model on these assets as of now, so I can't really assume bearishness. This is a consolidation. I would expect to get swept out anyways, so I don't take that as necessarily a bearish sign. And we are getting this pullback from the 2 to 2.5 here on HO and RB, so that makes sense. Could just be a retracement to go higher. Not a strong conviction on energies, unfortunately. And we have this SMT here, bullish SMT. As far as Statmap goes today, let me make sure I'm on the right setting. Yeah. Okay. Nothing wrong with this Statmap setup because, you know, we've pretty much just consolidated so far today, which is ideal for opening the day. I'd like to see the thing that would make the most sense would be higher above here. What fair value gap do we have up here? I'm sure there's a big fair value gap. Higher above this Statmap level to come lower. That is the most clear play. But that's against that SMT. But there's a nice consolidation there to sweep out. And consolidation is a continuation signature. So, you know, I would think manipulate these highs and come lower. Unfortunately, RB and HO not quite as perfect because it's a move up. It's not as much of a consolidation. There's a little consolidation here, but that is the most clear thing that I see. This 4-hour fair value gap, Statmap level. Let's see, would that probably be discount? Discounts all the way up there. And I'll throw on the session volume profile. It doesn't want to work for some reason. Maybe I'll throw on previous day EQ. Oh, okay, yesterday just consolidated. Oh, wow, yeah, okay, so this is all yesterday's consolidation. Yeah, that's actually much nicer now to manipulate yesterday's high and come down off of that. Super ideal. I do like that. Let's look at what that looks like over here on RB and HO, because that's where I'm getting thrown off. CL looks too one-sided, but the others don't. That means it's a potential for SMT, you know, potential to take the previous day high out on HO and CL, but not take it out possibly on RB. Come lower. Looks good. That's actually not a bad idea. Fair value gap over here. All right, guys. You stay high. Turn that off. off. Cool. Oh, let me get previous day low on there. If you're on YouTube, come join us in the Discord. You guys have any thoughts? Energy does have different news. There is actually specific energy news. If you go onto Forex Factory on the left, there's some tabs for energies and metals that most people don't know about. So look for that next time you're on Forex Calendar. Look on the left for energies calendar, metals calendar, Forex calendar. Thank you for reminding me. I don't think there's a way to pull that up on this nifty news indicator, the 2 degrees news indicator. I don't think there's a way to pull that up on here. But let's see, do we have... Okay, actually, we have crude oil news at 10:30. So I'm going to mark that out. Has anyone seen people do these time-based standard deviations where they pull the standard deviations horizontally instead of vertically? I think it's the quarterly theory people doing that, but I'm not sure. I haven't tried that, but I've seen it. 10:30 oil news. Okay. I should set an alert because I know I'm going to forget. All right. All right, guys, that's about it. I like that narrative, taking previous day high into this fair value gap and coming lower. I do like that. I think that's all I got to say about it, though. All right. Real quick before I get off, let's look at what gold is doing. I'm going to draw my time-based levels over here on XE as well. So here's my True London Open. Notice what I said. We're not doing it on gold, but we're doing it on XE. We printed our time-based levels, and we're coming back below. This is what we want to see. Was there SMT up here? No. Oh, there was a little. There is a bit of an SMT up here with gold GBP. So maybe you missed your shorts, guys. Whoever was eager to short. It was from the Statmap level as well. So that's valid. That's valid to me. You're trying to catch that short. Yeah, so we printed those time-based levels and we're coming below them on XE and XG. That's good. That's really good. I'll mark out Asia low as well. Okay, I actually just noticed the way we came back below daily open. Created that SMT to go higher. That's good. I mean, that's it's just we didn't take previous day low, but otherwise that's kind of good. That's kind of a good low. That's what we want to see. So be interesting to see if this actually we take this level or not. But we are coming below the time-based level, so that is the first step for longs. If we close back above them, that would be ideal. That would let's mark our 2 a.m. candle open. So if we create the wick on this 4-hour candle, then we can possibly look to get involved. If we confirm this 2 a.m. wick. Possibility. I'm actually going to set an alert here on this. Take a peek at the high time frame candles. And while I'm here, I'll show y'all the high time frame that I'm looking at on gold. This huge market maker buy model. Another reason why I'm bullish. I see no reason at all that this is being disrespected. For everyone who's bearish, I don't see any reason whatsoever from this perspective to assume any bearishness. So here's super high time frame, and here's a more internal one. And then now we're looking for a new market maker buy model from here. We're looking for a new SMR. Is this the SMR? It doesn't look like one. It does not look like one. That's really ugly for an SMR. So it'll probably get taken out. Come on, it'll probably get taken out, right? I'm gonna do a poll in the commodities channel. Are we gonna take out previous day low or not? I vote yes. I vote yes, it gets taken out. I vote yes. If I had to choose. We are in the 2 to 2.5 on gold, so expecting a significant pullback, which is what we're getting for sure. But when and where it's over, we don't know. It's a consolidation on XE. We haven't really manipulated the low, but we have over here on gold, so that's valid. Let's see what JB is saying. Wow. Yeah, dude. Nice. You had an SMT at the high? There was an SMT there? Where is that SMT? I don't see it. Four-hour. I still don't see it. Where's this SMT, boy? No. No SMT to be found. Not on the hourly? Unless you're looking at CFD charts, and the CFD charts are different, but it's not here on futures. Ah, CFD. I don't think those count. YM didn't take it? Okay. I don't think those count, honestly. I don't think CFD S&Ts are really significant because if I were, well, I guess you're trading CFD. I wonder if it makes sense to chart the futures and trade it on CFD. I wonder if that makes sense. But man, those CFD levels are not reliable. I would be very concerned if I were you. I would do a little more research on that. Nice trade though. I guess in this case it played out in your favor, didn't it? Guess we could look at silver. I haven't looked at silver in a minute. I was monitoring this huge market maker buy model for a while, have been posting about it for weeks, and it finally played out like mega. So what's going on now with it? I'll do a fresh silver markup while I'm here. Turn everything off on this one. Because I just started looking at silver as its own completely unique, what do I want to call it, market or whatever, meaning that I'm not correlating it with gold anymore, just with silver euro and silver GBP. Yeah, I'll check it. Let me just get through that. What is that? NQ. Yeah, there's no SMT there. Oh wait. Oh, what is what time frame is this? The 3 minute. Okay, I think yeah, there's some SMT there with YM. There's some SMT right there with YM. Yep. Yep. All right, back to silver. Previous week high. So yeah, not really correlating silver with gold, strictly, maybe loosely, in the fact that, you know, if gold is bullish, then I'll probably be bullish on silver in general, but not looking really so much at the SMTs. So we got the huge pump out of this big weekly consolidation. That's to be expected. We don't have a weekly fair value gap yet. Let's drop to the daily. Okay, so where's the all-time high on silver? Are we above all-time high? No way. I didn't realize that we just came into all-time highs on silver. I did not realize that. Well, I'll be darned. Did you guys know that? You guys know we're at all-time highs on silver? I didn't know that. Silver beat gold to all-time high. How about that? All right. So we're coming back into the daily fair value gap here. And volume imbalance. I'll mark this all together. Daily. We have that fair value gap on all of the assets here. Not too eager to trade this at all-time highs, of course. With this kind of price action, what can I say? What's the fractal model indicators telling us that this is our T spot here to go higher if we want to go higher. So we're retracing to the daily fair value gap within the T spot, respecting the 50% of the previous, what is this, weekly candle? It must be weekly, yeah, 4-hour weekly. And if we are going to go higher, I just want to see some SMT created here. Some reverse off of some newly created relevant low, or consolidate and then sweep the consolidation. Nothing too clear. I suppose we're probably still on the sell side of the curve as far as this a new market maker buy model being created. Probably still on the sell side of the curve, so just kind of waiting for further development. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch silver too closely. I don't love this. Maybe look for. Yeah, I can't even say that. I can't even say that. Is that a devil's mark? I'm sure there's some devil's marks in this run up, aggressive run up. Let's see if it's a daily devil's mark. No, it's not. There's a 4-hour devil's mark right there. That's pretty much it. I was going to say maybe you could look for continued shorts just based off the Statmap level. Because I don't really see a good reason to reverse here. But I don't know. It's nothing that I have conviction about, so. Consolidation since yesterday. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. That's what I would guess if I had to. Is this a 4-hour fair value gap up here? Okay. So I'll mark that. And there's a little one right there. I'll set some alerts there. Just see, keep an eye on it and see what it does. Where is the discount? Oh, discount is right up there in that. Okay, so I'm just gonna put alert on this one as well. That's fine. All right, guys, that's about it for the daily markups. Good luck today. I will see you in the chats.